Well, hello, and welcome to another edition of Hawk's Scan Sentry Report. I am Hawk Arps of Jan Arps's Trader's Toolbox, and today, as I do every week, I want to share with you some of the technical analysis of some of the markets that we commonly trade at Jan Arps Trader's Toolbox, and show you how we use some of the most sophisticated tools in the business to analyze those markets. So, without any further ado, let's get straight to some charts. This is a chart of the S&P futures contract, E-mini futures contract. Most people familiar with the ES. And as we noted last week, not a lot has changed. This is still quite bullish. Our main trend identifiers are quite bullish. You can see the triple trender is synchronized with all three trenders below the price, giving us a bullish indication. The Radar 3 trend strength is also bullish in that it's pointing up and showing strong blue bars pointing up. We do have a little bit of bearish selling pressure, as you can see right here. It's pretty weak though. In a rally this strong, we're even making new highs, as you can see, above this trend line here. Although there's a lot of people saying that this rally is bound to fall apart, and I agree, it is bound to fall apart at some time. Right now we don't see any clear indication that it's doing that, so we're going to wait to get bearish until we have some confirmation that the market is breaking down. In other words, at this point in time, the path of least resistance is still following this uptrend line going up. Why don't we take a look at a couple of stocks that are on my radar screen this week. Let's start with something that's looking for a move to the upside, since our general orientation of the market is bullish. And one that I've identified through our Scan Sentry toolkit this week is the Boston Scientific Corporation, BSX. And what I like about this stock is, well, obviously it's very strong. It's been moving to the upside pretty dramatically since the beginning of the year. And you can see that at the beginning of February, we've started to form this nice bull flag right here. And our bull flag indicator has identified that. Well, Friday, we just broke out of that bull flag to the upside after a nice pullback 23 signal. So we're making new highs. We're breaking out of a bull flag. We're even seeing higher highs in Radar 1. We're making new highs. You can see I had the alert set to the previous high right there, which was 0.39. Now we're at 0.48. You can see the Radar 3 is showing us that we do have a nice bullish trend going on. So, in fact, with this move to the upside across the downtrend line, which is now horizontal, all three trenders are now bullish too. So I'm looking to follow BSX further to the upside and see if I can't make some money on this one. How about something to the downside? I do like to kind of hedge my bets, so I always look at stocks to the up and to the downside, because I don't know what the market's going to do, and I want to be ready for any scenario. So on the downside, I'm looking at Crown Castle. This is CCI, and this is looking like it's topped out. You can see we had this move, nice bullish move. We got this bearish divergence here in Radar 1. At the same time, we got this trend exhaustion 3 dot, letting us know that it was time to stop being bullish. And sure enough, this market dropped down to this support level right here. Tested it, has bounced back up, and now I'm seeing a bearish pullback divergence. See how we're making higher highs in the Radar 1, but we have made lower highs in the price. So I see this as a selling opportunity. It's combined with a pullback 23 bearish move, and in fact all of this is happening right here at the downtrend line. So I see this as a good opportunity to make a little bit of profit. My first target is going to be down here, 66.66, and I expect it to bounce around down there a little bit. I'm just looking at this one to get back down here to support, and I'm going to reconsider my options at that point in time. Well, let's take a look at gold. As we noted last week, as we look at the daily chart, and you can see here I have a daily chart as well as a 4,181 share chart of the gold futures contract. And you can see that last week we were looking at this overbought signal on the daily chart that coincided with this pullback divergence in radar 1. And we were looking for the triple trender to turn bearish, which it has done now. We were looking for a move to the downside last week, which we're getting. So I still expect this move to work its way down eventually to this support level. You never know what it's going to do, but my target to the downside in the long term would be support here at about 1560. Right now, though, there is the one caveat that our radar 3 trend strength is showing a bullish trend, so we're going to be careful. In fact, if we drill down to the intraday chart, this 4100 share chart, you can see that we might be looking for a bullish move in the early part of this week. And the reason I say that is, first, I noticed this pattern in the radar 3 where it crosses the zero line to the downside, but the bars are blue, is often a signal that you're going to see something move to the upside. This is not confirmed bearishness, so this indicates we might be looking for a bullish move. I also notice with each of these thrusts to the downside, the selling pressure in the radar 1 fear greed is getting weaker and weaker. So I'm anticipating a move to the upside to start the week. We are currently below the long-term triple trender, so it's still officially bearish, but I'm looking for a little move to the upside to start the week, but in the longer term, over by the end of the week or the next several weeks, I'm still looking for the move to the downside. How about we take a glance at crude oil? You can see here again I have a daily chart next to an intraday chart, and my intraday chart is 6,500 share chart. When we were looking at the daily chart last week, you can see we were right about here below the long-term trender, and the radar 3 trend strength was bearish at that time. We had noted this bullish pullback divergence here in conjunction with this trend exhaustion 1 signal in the bottom of this move. So there was a hint that we would be seeing an up move here, but we didn't have that confirmed last week. Well, now, as you can clearly see, it is confirmed. We have all 3 trenders bullish, and even the radar 3 trend strength is now on the bullish side of the market. However, this move has happened so fast, you can see we're already up here against our down trend line, so there's a possibility that we may see this resistance stall this up move a little bit. So in order to see what the early part of the week is going to bring us, let's drill down to the intraday chart here. You can see this is the line where we were last week when we had the Scan Center report. Since that time, we've been moving up this uptrend line pretty steadily. Right now you can see that we have a lot of bullishness, although look right here, if I spread it out, you can see that my radar 3 trend strength, has just turned bearish. How about that right there? So I'm also seeing we're moving below this trend line. There is weakening buying pressure, although the buyers are still stronger than the sellers. This could easily just be another pullback, testing this support. In fact, right now we're just testing this support right here where we recently broke out. We do have a trend exhaustion 3 signal right here, which is a bit ominous, but sometimes we get a short pullback after the trend exhaustion 3 signal, and the market keeps going in that direction. So this is clearly a bullish market, and your best opportunity is to find a pullback, not unlike what we have right now. I'd kind of look for the radar 2 price leader to cross back over to the upside and get in on a long position. This week in the forex markets, I'm paying particular attention to the British pound Swiss franc, and I'll tell you why. First, let's look at the daily chart, and what I'm seeing here is a potential move to the downside. And the reason I say that is because I see this nice pullback divergence right here where we have lower highs in the price but higher highs in the radar 1 fear greed indicator. So I'm seeing this as a pullback in a downtrend that is accompanied by a trend exhaustion 1 overbought signal and a couple of trender pullback signals. You can see these little TPBs. That shows you that the price has crossed over this long-term trender but not closed across that trender. In other words, this is a pretty nice resistance level, and so looking for a downside move, it's relatively low risk if we just put our stop just above these bars that are showing us the trender pullback. So let's take a look at the intraday chart and see what we need to find to confirm this move. Well, first off, I see a nice bearish pivot divergence in the radar 1. Here you can see we have lower highs in the oscillator while we made higher highs in the price, and in fact we're seeing continued lower highs in the oscillator right here. This is still bullish in that the triple trender is more bullish than bearish, and the radar 3 trend strength has now given us 1 bar pointing up. But here's the move that I like that's bearish. When the radar 3 trend strength crosses the 0 line, but it crosses to the upside and stays pink, well, to me this is a warning that we may be looking for a reversal. So in this anticipation for a move to the downside, what I'm looking for is for this radar 3 to stay pink and to roll over, and once it starts rolling over and making lower highs in the radar 3, then I'm going to start finding my best short entry opportunity. I want to thank you for taking the time to enjoy Hawk's Scan Center report in its video format, and I just want to remind you that all of these examples I'm showing are for educational purposes only. We are not recommending that you buy or sell anything, but merely showing you how we use some of the most sophisticated technical analysis tools in the world to analyze these markets, whatever you decide to trade and however you decide to trade it. This is Hawk Arps saying, may the trend be with you.